desire, dedication, and determination. The DNA of a sport born a mere 5 years ago. It is the passion harnessed by a new breed of athlete. A return to nature and an expression in the form of a race. It is a test of the human spirit, a series of triumphs and near misses. It is the courage to start and the will to finish. Today, the storied history of a young sport continues to be written. As thousands of athletes from around the globe descend upon the rugged peaks of Northern California. For some, it is a dream within reach, a champion's desire fueled by dedication and unmeasurable resolve. It is a journey into the unknown and the evolution of strength and personal limits. As an NFL legend sets aside the well-earned comforts of a storied athletic career with the hopes of earning the coveted trifecta medal on the toughest course in obstacle racing history.
2, let's ride.
They say pain is temporary and achievements last forever. Today, champions will be crowned. Legends will rise. This is the story of desire, dedication, and determination, born from the heart. This is the story of the 2016 Reebok Spartan Race World Championship. It's just past dawn in Tahoe, California. As the sun begins to rise over today's World Championship East Course, Spartan racers from over 30 countries around the globe begin to prepare for what many consider the pinnacle of the obstacle racing year. For Spartan's elite racers, it is the culmination of countless hours of training, personal sacrifice, and competing. It is an opportunity to earn the title of world champion. For Colorado native Robert Killian, the title of world champ isn't enough. After winning last year's world championship race as a virtual unknown, Robert enters today's race carrying the weight of his success and the desire to solidify a lasting legacy in the sport.
This year, I'm feeling the pressure, I'm feeling that anxiety. I have a massive target on my back. I want to be two-time world champion. I think it would just really be a statement. It would be the ultimate cap to the end of the season.
After a year of dominating the sport and taking home the U.S. Championship Series titles, Canadian power couple Ryan Atkins and Lindsay Webster entered today's race as obvious favorites, but remain humble, knowing the harrowing journey they will soon embark on.
I think having battled through all the Championship Series races, it definitely gives me a lot of confidence. But I'm extremely nervous about Faye. We have been battling all year long, and I know she's hunting me down. It's gonna be fierce, and it's gonna be a battle to the death, as they say.
The U.S. Championship Series has been a great preparation for this race. I think that when you're competing against guys who are, at your level, it's so much easier to push yourself beyond where you could ever push yourself in training. It's all going to come down to who's prepared best. I can race as hard as I can race, and if I can do that, maybe the Spartan gods will reward me with a win.
We're here at the starting line of the 2016 Spartan World Championships, right in the heart of the Squaw Valley Village in beautiful North Lake Tahoe. Right now, these athletes are getting ready and preparing their bodies to be redlining for the next couple of hours. And at this altitude, it's going to be all about increasing their circulation and getting oxygen to their muscles. The crowds are starting to fill in, and we are just moments away from the start of the 2016 Spartan Race World Championships.
Nestled along the edge of the legendary Sierra Nevada mountains, amongst the hallowed grounds of the 1960 Winter Olympic Games, this historic mountain will serve as a proving ground and the ultimate test of strength, speed, and grit. Today's 14.5-mile journey will begin in the Olympic Village at the mountain's base, before heading into single-track trails and the first of 2 epic climbs. To make it to the finish line, Spartans will collide with an astounding 3,000 feet of elevation gain, 36 back-breaking obstacles, howling winds, and frigid waters, making today's World Championship beast course a worthy opponent of even the mightiest of Spartans. Through the brisk mountain air, Spartans' elite men are summoned to the start line. In addition to 2013 World Champ Hobie Call and 2014 World Champ John Albin, today's race is stacked with a band of elite men who have consistently dominated the sport over the course of the 2016 Spartan season.
Cody Moat from Fillmore, Utah.
Cody Moat.
Ángel Quintero, Ciudad de México.
Ángel Quintero.
Ryan Atkins, Canada.
Championship Series champion, Ryan Atkins.
Robert Killian, Longmont, Colorado.
Spartan World Champion, Robert Killian.
Out of the gates, the elite men attack the course with a sense of urgency. Towards the front of the pack, 2015 World Champ Robert Killian begins his race with confidence, but is well aware of the herd of world-class athletes looking to claim the title for themselves.
Today's race started off super fast. I gradually made my way up to first. I heard a bunch of loud breathing behind me. Of course, Cody Moat's right on my heels, as I kind of predicted. Going in the monkey bars, I was in first place. You know that there's amazing athletes chomping at the bit to make their move. That's why it's so important to know your opponents, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, because you can kind of determine when they're going to attack. Cody Moat, his strengths are definitely climbing. He likes to get out quick. He likes to use his mountain experience for running. Hunter McIntyre, Wildman, he's a great carrier. He loves the massive uphills, but he's really great at the descent. Brian Atkins, he'll conserve early and then really push hard at the end. You know, coming into Spartan Race World Champs that this is the most anticipated, the biggest race of the season. This is a race that matters. No one remembers second or third. They remember who the world champion was.
Spartan athletes are an incredibly dedicated and disciplined group. And just like our people at U.S. Customs and Border Protection, they're dedicated, and whether it's in athleticism or whether it's in protecting our borders, these are amazing people.
Dedication is those days when you just want to sit at home on the couch, but you force yourself to go out and train anyway.
Dedication is pushing through when you have nothing left.
Regardless of what barrier comes before you, you overcome it.
Determination is pushing yourself harder when every single cell in your body is screaming at you to stop.
When adversity hits you in the face, are you gonna get up? Are you gonna keep going? Desire is the feeling behind the determination.
Going after something with all your heart.
Determination is grinding it out when things get really tough.
La determinación es creer que eres el mejor cada día.
Dedication.
Desire is
Dedication what it's going to take to be a Spartan World Champion.
A heightened sense of anticipation radiates through the air as Spartans' elite women make their way to the start line.
All right, ladies, it's about that time.
Amongst the crowd of eager racers is some of the top echelon of the sport.
Rose Wetzel, Seattle, Washington.
Rose Wetzel.
Faye Stenning, Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Faye Stenning.
Lindsay Webster, Caledon, Ontario.
Lindsay Webster.
Zuzana Kotsumova, and I'm from Czech Republic.
opportunity to prove to the world she has both the skill and the passion to reach the podium's highest spot.
I have chosen to dedicate so much time and energy into winning this race. I moved to Colorado. I've been there for 5 months, working on my uphill climbing, working on my fast descents. I'm really hoping that I can put it all together and just, last during this long, long race.
From the start, the elite women charged through frigid autumn air and ice-cold waters towards the wooded trails and the first ascent of the day. For Canadian racer Faye Stenning, 2 miles of trail running early in the race is an opportunity to capitalize on her speed and track background.
At the beginning of the race, I knew the first couple miles were going to be very run heavy and not so many obstacles. So I just kind of wanted to establish a bit of a lead just in case something goes wrong. I'm in 3rd place. Lindsay's in 2nd. My hands were so cold. I fell off the monkey bars and I was just like, ah. Lindsay's beat me all year. I'm just ready to win. I'm tired of being 2nd best. I just tried to stay calm. We've got like 2 more hours on this mountain. Anything's possible. I can still win this thing.
While Faye fights to keep her spirits up while chasing Lindsay down, Cody Moat and Robert Killian lead the elite men up the 2nd ascent of today's Beast Course towards a high-stakes test of focus, the spear throw.
We're over 7 miles into today's course, and the athletes have already completed 2 steep ascents of the mountain. So their legs are burning, and they're gonna struggle just to hold their arms steady as they take aim at this obstacle to deliver a precise strike. To throw an accurate spear, you wanna find your balance point. Lower your heart rate and calm yourself down. And then as you throw, you want to focus on releasing it nice and flat as you drive off your back foot. Just like that. Coming into the spear throw right now in 1st position, you have the 2012 world champion Cody Moat. Cody's hit. It's in there, he's good to go, but in 2nd place right now, Robert Killian, your 2015 world champion. He's got to hit the spear if he's going to keep pace with Cody Moat right now and keep his title hopes alive.
Coming into the spear throw, newcomer Aaron Fletcher, he's right on my heels. I felt that pressure. I felt him coming up. And I'm like, this kid is out to prove a point. I need to make a move right now.
And Robert Killian takes aim, and he is missed.
I'm in the burpee pit. There goes Aaron Fletcher. There goes Ryan Woods. You just see guys nailing it. You see guys rolling by. I always say that it's so important to really stay positive during a race, but when you're actually in that moment, you're suffering, and you just put in all that hard work to stay behind Cody, and you just lost it, it really crushes your soul.
Robert Killian, he's taken off, and it's all about maintaining contact to pull himself back into this race.
The 2016 Spartan Race World Championship is full throttle, with Lindsay Webster holding an early and sizable lead over the elite women, heading up the 2nd ascent towards the spear throw.
I definitely did not expect during this race to be in the lead that early on, and I really don't like being hunted, but it's a feeling that I've sort of become familiar with this year. I knew that, those girls behind me, like it's the World Championships, and they're back there giving it their all. So there was absolutely no moment that I was, gonna slack off whatsoever.
Not far behind, Faye Stenning arrives at the spear throw, hoping to shake off an early failure on the monkey bars and close the gap on race leaders.
At this point, I was feeling pressure, especially having just missed an obstacle before that. This is the type of obstacle that makes or breaks races. And I missed. I remember thinking, this could be over for you. I hated that I was thinking that. It made me so angry.
at fourth, Rose Wetzel arrives well aware of the mental roller coaster that comes along with competing on obstacle racing's biggest stage.
Every time you make an obstacle, it's a little mini victory. If you fail something, you just have to push it aside because that negative energy is not going to serve you for the rest of the race. If you look at a Spartan race, especially a beast and a world championship beast, it can be overwhelming. At some point, you just have to trust yourself and be fearless and go for it.
While the elite women continue their trek up the mountain, Cody Moat continues to build on his lead, pushing further into mile 8 towards a gauntlet of obstacles located at the highest portion of today's beast course. Behind, Spartan icon Cody Call continues his ascent towards race leaders and is well aware of the challenges he'll face as a 39-year-old competing in a young man's game.
First hour of the race, I was actually a little worried about my endurance. My legs were feeling worse than I was hoping they would be feeling. I'm like, I can't just take off with the fastest guys and see how long I can hold on because I know I won't make it. I've had to focus on running my race. But there was a certain point in time where I was like, all right, if I want to win, it's go time right now. I'm getting older. It's harder work. You have to become smart. You have to train more efficiently. You have to be more disciplined. You have to be more consistent. But you have to shut up and get out there and get it done anyway.
While Hobie sets his sights on Cody Moat now within reach, thousands of open-class racers gather at the mountain's base with a burning desire to complete the same beast course as the elites before them. Amongst the crowd of dedicated Spartans is NFL legend Randy Moss.
Man, first of all, I'm glad to be here and part of this movement.
Today, Randy has teamed up with Spartan founder Joe DeSena with the goal of finishing his third and final race needed to earn what Spartan racers consider a crowning achievement of dedication and determination. Trifecta.
I played 14 years in the National Football League. I've always loved competing. I've always loved working out. I think over time you leave the game and start to miss the game. I think it's very important to stay active.
So let's get started. Here we go.
We have a boot camp in Charlotte that we're running. A lot of the things that I'm able to give back is work ethic, desire, passion.
There you go, keep working.
The biggest thing for me, man, is just to really motivate myself, the people around me, to continue to keep pushing,
I don't want nobody to pull nothing to get hurt, all right? We're in this together.
I don't know how long, God is going to bless me to be able to lift weights and run up a mountain and jump rocks. As long as I'm physically able to do it, why not do it?
Trifecta. I want it.
I'm here to compete against myself and to hopefully earn my first trifecta.
It hurts, but you see everybody else doing it.
I've completed 2 races. I did Concourse Sprint. I did Asheville. That was definitely an eye-opener. It was pretty brutal. By finishing that race, I showed myself that I could still fight.
What is your profession?
I'm kind of nervous. I know there's going to be times where, the course is going to, take its toll.
That's how they do it, man.
Something I've always stood for is finishing what you started, no incompletions. I'm here to finish what I started. It's up and down roller coaster and I'm still riding it.
Follow all the action at Spartan Race and join the conversation using the hashtag Spartan on NBC. Spartan Race World Championship is heating up, with Lindsay Webster now fighting to maintain her lead over the woman who dominated both the European and World Championship races in 2015, Zuzana Kokomova.
Zuzana was a dark horse at last year's race. We learned that she is not somebody to be underestimated. All year I'd sort of been focused on Zuzana and some other people from Europe. since it brings so much worldwide competition, you just never know what's gonna happen.
This past July, Zuzana and a legion of world-class athletes put their talents on display for a pair of American Spartan Pro team members, Bear Novakovic and Kate Kramer, at the 2016 Spartan Race European Championship in Scotland. Yet another reminder of the sport's worldwide appeal and rapid growth.
The day of the race was just a crazy buzz of adrenaline that was upon all of us. It was like going into a battlefield. The sideways rain, the fog, bagpipes playing in the background, it was all there.
It just took me back to feeling like I was, Gladiator days and, in Braveheart and the movie 300. It was such a surreal experience.
We started out the race, it seemed like the pace was twice as fast as it should have been because the energy was so high. The course was done in a really epic fashion. They really wanted to utilize a lot of land. It's amazing how fast some of those Europeans who are familiar with that type of running could just move through that land like deer. Seeing the competition that exists out there, that was really inspiring. It's pretty mind-boggling to see the sport just as popular here as it is at home.
Back in 2010, it occurred that there was something here. This was much bigger than just a weekend event. This was a sport. In the last 4 years, we've seen this sport grow and grow and grow. This movement transcends cultural barriers, and it's affecting people from every corner of the world.
As I finished, I thought, this is just a phenomenal experience. The Europeans were really excited to have me there. It's crazy how much we have in common.
Everybody was just so caring for each other and so supportive and encouraging. There was such a sense of community.
I think this sport's going to continue to get more and more popular. It's going to get more and more legitimate. I see it going into every country. I think Spartan race is globally universal. It's a humankind thing.
From the shores of Scotland to the peaks of Tahoe, Spartan founder Joe DeSena and NFL icon Randy Moss continue to grind forward into the heart of today's championship beast course.
At the beginning of the race, I had to pace myself. I just wanted to, keep myself motivated, try to stay positive. Coming to the ladder obstacle, the wind is blowing. So I'm telling myself, do not fall in this water. The wind had the ladder going a little sideways. As I was reaching, trying to just swing, I think I got a little bit of muscle fatigue in my shoulders. I stopped, and in my mind, I was like, oh no, do not fall, do not fall. Then all of a sudden, I fall in the water. The water was a little deeper than expected, and I went all the way under. Eventually, I started getting cold, and hypothermia set in. I'm doing my 30 daggone burpees. I've never been that cold in my life. It's kind of like that was it.
What are you feeling?
Oh, Joe.
He's ready to pull the plug. He's hypothermic, his lips are shaking, and he can't visualize how he's going to take another step.
I know what's going on in his head, and I just got to get him to listen. I'm going to get you through this, Randy, I promise.
Hey, dude, get that camera.
Now 8 miles into today's beast course, NFL legend Randy Moss's quest for the coveted trifecta has come to a screeching halt. After a failed obstacle and hypothermia have given him the urge to do something he's never done in his long athletic career: quit.
He was broken.
Oh, Joe, talk to me. What are you feeling?
It really centered around a lack of nutrition and hypothermia. He was done. He couldn't take another step. He had to put the pieces back together.
You got to just trust me, okay? You just got to trust me.
All right, talk to me, Joe. Joe told me there's thousands of people that's been there where you are right now. If you trust me, I'll get you through it. Do you trust me?
I'm gonna get you through this, Randy. I promise.
He gave me something to eat, lifted my feet up. After that, slowly but surely, blood, start circulating back through my body. I start warming up. I couldn't quit. I mean, as bad as I wanted to.
This is what makes this thing so awesome.
It was like, Randy, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
You almost gotta skip because you gotta get blood flowing.
You gotta get the blood going.
While Randy and Joe continue their Beast Course odyssey, Cody Moat leads the elite men through the log carry towards the second of 3 grueling heavy carries on today's World Championship Beast Course, the double sandbag carry.
We're here at the sandbag carry. It's almost 9 miles into the race. And Cody Moat has arrived with a commanding lead. He's your 2012 world champ. He's got to take not just 1, but 2 sandbags through this grueling climb. Right behind him, a fierce rival of his, Hobie Call, the 2013 world champion, looking very strong himself.
I trained all summer long anticipating double sandbag, and it helped me a ton. This racing and training, it's a huge sacrifice, I work a full-time job, I've got 5 kids. Life's busy. There's a lot going on, and to put every extra second I have into training, trust me, it's hard, and it takes so much dedication, you can't imagine it.
In 3rd position, coming into the sandbag carry, Angel Quintero out of Mexico. He's going up against Robert Killian, your 2015 world champion. He missed his spear throw, but yet somehow he is still in contention, not just for the podium, but possibly for the win.
I knew this 2 miles of the race was gonna be the game changer. I'm not out of this. I still got a chance. I was gonna push on every obstacle, exploit anybody's weaknesses. I've got Cody and Hobie right in front of me, and I'm making massive gains on both of those guys. The fact that I was able to come back after missing a spear in the world champs, I was motivated. That's why we train so hard, for these moments. You put in the work, you put in the blood, sweat, and tears. Be confident, just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's never over until you cross the finish line.
The battle to be crowned 2016 Reebok Spartan Race World Champion rages on. Now 9 miles into today's course, Lindsay Webster begins feeling the effects of the ascents, descents, and 20 obstacles behind her as she struggles to keep a pack of hungry elite women at bay.
By the time I got to the carries, I was delirious. I had no idea what was going on. At some point, it was like a switch just flipped in my body and everything shut down. I could feel that my calves were about to start cramping. And this thing just went on and on. It just kept going. It was horrible. I was coming down, Zuzana was on her way up, and I knew at this point she was definitely closing the gap. I was like, I'm gonna fight with every last ounce of energy I have not to let her pass me.
Not far behind, Faye Stenning has muscled her way back up to 3rd place after a series of failed obstacles and is doing her best to remain positive in the face of adversity.
Lindsay was done with her carry, and that carry took forever. So I was like, how is it possible to make up this much time? I'm really trying to get rid of all those negative thoughts. And I just said, when you get to that top, you're gonna take a break, you're gonna catch your breath, you're gonna get your mind focused, and you're gonna run down the hill. I think what keeps me positive in the race is just knowing that anything can happen. People fail any obstacle. Cramping is a huge thing, cold tolerance. But there's all these opportunities for you to take advantage of your competitors. You just gotta remember that.
While the elite women set their sights on the finish line, Randy Moss continues continues to struggle with the weight of today's course and the hypothermia and exhaustion that has pushed him to a new level of physical and mental anguish.
He can't move his legs. He's shaking uncontrollably. He's extremely cold. When you're cold and you're dehydrated, you're shaking, you're not thinking clearly, and that's what's going on in his head right now, right? He can't visualize getting to the finish line. This is where you listen to people around you. It's beyond mind over matter. It's you got to shut your mind off and just put one foot in front of the other.
Keep going. You gotta keep moving. The sandbag here, I think I was already sort of defeated. My mental wasn't right. My physical definitely was not right. Oh, you gotta move. You gotta move. Get the blood circulating. It said move. I can't even feel my hands.
Randy was having a tough time. And all of a sudden, there's Spartans that are jumping in and chanting Randy's name. The Spartan tribe kind of lets everybody in, and we all become the same. There's no hierarchy. You're all on the same level, you're all suffering together, and you get to the finish line together.
Randy, you're an animal.
Just hearing encouraging words and just really why I wanted to push myself to finish. I came this far, I'm here to finish what I started.
The elite men have entered the final phase of today's World Championship race.
Black bucket.
With 12 miles of rugged terrain and 28 obstacles weighing heavily upon it, 2013 World Champ Hobie Call enters the longest bucket brigade in Spartan history, having recently overtaken a struggling Cody Moe.
We get to the bucket brigade, and holy brutal. I took off, and then Robert comes up from behind. I'm just like, please don't let him catch me. It was intense. We had a real race going on.
Hobie was right there, and I'm like, all right, this is when I need to make my move. Right now, he's got a little bit of a lead on me, but I saw that he was hurting, and I knew that I needed to close that gap and not let anyone else get close to me. Having to fight back from missing the spear, all that energy I exerted was catching up with me. I was exhausted.
Not far behind, Canadian Ryan Atkins continues his methodical climb to the front of the pack. With Cody Moe and Robert Killian visibly fatigued just ahead, Ryan smells blood and passes Cody.
Robert, he probably had 100 yards on me. As soon as we emptied the buckets, I was just like, full fast run, cruising. I passed him like double his speed. My mind was on Hobie at that point.
Hobie Cole, first place, come on, Hobie! You're almost there, Hobie!
You know, those last few obstacles of the race, I'm like, I might win. It was so exciting.
Good job, let's go, Hobie!
Before the race, my knees had been bugging me. I twisted an ankle. I showed up today and I didn't have any racing shoes. I knew if I'm gonna win, everything had to go right. I go to the rig, it's like, all I gotta do is get across this and it's over. I've got a big enough lead. I'm going across thinking all's well, but not thinking I just did a Hercules race, I just did a rope climb. My hands are actually starting to get kind of tired now. I grab the rope, I started sliding. I was like, no! And I'm like 2 ropes and I'm 5 feet from the bell and the race is over. Ryan comes up from behind and I'm like, oh, buggers. If I fell off, that would have been it. My wife and my youngest son were right there. You know, those tingles you get down your neck? I had full body tingles. I just thought, you know what? This is my moment.
Considered impossible, becoming the first man ever to win 2 Spartan Race World Championship titles, with Canadian Ryan Atkins finishing second in his 3rd straight World Championship appearance, and Robert Killian rounding in third.
I can't believe I did it again. Getting older is harder, so you're not as fast as you were 5 years ago. But you can be the best you can be right now. I can't say my glory days are over and quit. You gotta keep going.
The 14-mile grind that is the 2016 Reebok Spartan Race World Championship has reached its boiling point. Having stolen the lead from Lindsay Webster, Czech racer Zuzana Kokomova enters the bucket brigade and the final 2 miles of today's race, determined to prove that her 2015 World Championship victory was no fluke. Not far behind, U.S. Championship Series winner Lindsay Webster arrives in second place, worn and wounded, as she struggles to maintain her grasp on a podium finish in the face of exhaustion.
Zuzana passed me after the swim. This was definitely devastating, but I'm also thinking to myself, I'm not moving fast enough. Faye's probably closing the gap on me, and she's gonna catch me now too. At this point, my whole body was cramping up on me. I think that was probably one of the most miserable moments of my entire life. When I was on my way down, Faye was on her way up, which was a little bit terrifying.
Every chance I could, I was like, I'll let her know that you're right behind her, scare her a little bit. I'm happy that she's worried about me. I haven't beat Lindsay all year and haven't come this close. So I was just trying to like mentally just destroy her willpower.
I come into the herc hoist and my forearms are shot. But I got it like an inch from the top and I could not get it any further. My grip strength is just totally failing on me and eventually I just had to quit. At this point, I'm thinking that Zuzana's probably done her race already. And I get 10 burpees in, and there's Faye.
After a long, grueling battle with today's World Championship Beast Course, Czech racer Zuzana Kokomova once again proves her dominance, becoming the first ever two-time elite women's Spartan Race World Champion. Although the fight for the title may be over, the story of today's race is far from it, as Faye Stenning approaches the final 2 obstacles of today's race with a slim lead over the one woman she hasn't been able to defeat all season long.
At this point, I'm super nervous. I get to the second rope and my feet fall. And the next thing I know it, I'm curled up in this ball, just hanging on for dear life. I pull my body up. I knew that I needed to swing and I just couldn't figure it out. I just was stuck there. I was so focused on making it through the rig that I didn't even really know Lindsay was there.
There was so many emotions going on at that point in time. Everybody's like cheering you on. I'm thinking, dig deep, Lindsay, you gotta find it in you somewhere. Faye realized that I was coming up behind her and she decided to do burpees. I kind of made a split-second decision that if I start doing burpees right now and I do them really fast, then I might be able to beat her.
I was in disbelief. Every muscle in my body was exhausted, but just the energy from the crowd made all the pain go away.
I just feel this need to be strong. I love this sport, not just the race, but the community and the people.
I'm so excited and I'm glad that this sport exists.
Today's 2016 Reebok Spartan Race World Championship comes to its dramatic conclusion, with Zuzana Kokomova taking home her second World Championship victory. Lindsay Webster finishes in second, just a footstep ahead of Faye Stenning. Desire, dedication, and determination. Today, thousands of Spartan racers from around the globe have gathered to celebrate a bond that transcends cultural barriers. Born in the heart, it is a hunger to push the limit of the human mind and body, a devotion to growth, and the courage and will to forge on when all seems lost.
In third place in a time of 2:58.24, Faye Stenning.
It was such an epic finish. When she came up with me, it was shocking. When the times came in, they had to go 3 decimal places. That's how close it was. So to lose by that amount sucks. But at the same time, it was so exciting that I can't help but be so happy about it.
And today's champion, Holy
It's just super exciting for everything to work out. I've been doing it a lot of years. Like it or not, I'm getting older. It's harder because I'm older. It's harder because I got 5 kids. It's harder because I'm working a full-time job. I've had 100 good reasons to give up, and I didn't give up, and look what happened. This is a Spartan World Championships, the biggest, baddest race. They want people to give up when it gets tough. Don't give up.
3, 2, let's roll.
Today, I think what happened to Randy is he found new limits within himself.
Piece of cake, Randy, piece of cake.
It was a real eye-opener for me. I forgot how hard this is and how rewarding it is to get to the finish line.
I played in the National Football League for 14 years, and I accomplished a lot, put a lot of hard work and dedication into it, but man, earning my first trifecta, believe me, it was not a joke, it was real life, it was real.
It was a great day, I'm glad it's over. I am so glad it's over.
It was something that I'll never forget. I commend every man, every woman, every child that's out here running each and every week, competing for these medals. If you think Spartan is a joke, you try your first trifecta, ended in Lake Tahoe, and then CC me on it.